Hello, I'm Eddie Garcia for 8Wire.
Hi, I'm Dylan Smith with 8Wire.
We're both community outreach content creators. We do showcase systems for the 8Wire platform. We're going to talk to you today, give you an overview of what 8Wire is. That's kind of a big question. I'm going to pose some of those questions, those big questions to Dylan here. So real quick, Dylan, in
Yeah.
your opinion, give it to me. What is 8Wire? What's it all about?
So, my general feel of 8Wire really is just a collaborative space. The best way I can describe it really is an online makerspace. For some reason, it always comes to my mind that I can just put up whatever project, but also bring in other people and get them involved. So I always just, I literally imagine what I do at a makerspace, which is bother people around me and make them help me with my projects. So
Right. So very much 8Wires right off the bat. You're saying it's about projects, not just making parts or making things. Right. Think Thingiverse. So that's what's a little bit different. And while everybody you'll notice out there makes websites and they're for projects and collaboration, 8Wire is different. We kind of use a project tree. Well, we get a component project tree structure. And obviously with collaboration features that are coming in the near future, you're going to be able to work on that with many people at the same time.
and chat.
So that's going to be cool, very cool, and different. One of the other cool things I think about us that's different, and I'd like you to talk more about this to the masses, is that we allow people to work privately, right? And then you collaborate when you want to, right? So that you're not kind of chain new. I did all this stuff on this website. In order to make it stay there, I've got to publish it live. For us, the default action is that you are private. You can basically use 8Wire as is a bit of a Dropbox in a way, and you still have some basic organization with that project tree. So you're not kind of, it's just a bunch of files sitting there. It's hierarchical. It's a nice pyramid. You can kind of build it as wide as you want, as narrow as you want, and things become components of a project, subcomponents to those components. It's very, very dynamic. It's very flexible. How do you like to use 8Wire for your projects?
Yeah, I actually think what's pretty helpful for me is clearly I get easily distracted. So I think what's pretty great about 8Wire is that you're actually able to put instructional sets together. So instead of just writing up in a description box, just walls and walls of paragraphs, or not even like indenting, but just tons of text of how to build something, and just to follow that kind of sucks, and I find that obnoxious. So I think what's great with 8Wire is keeping in mind instructional sets and how to actually put things together. I think that's always pretty neat and pretty helpful for me.
Right. And we talk, we've already been saying the big buzzword, right? Collaboration. Um, we're consolidating a lot of these features from other, you see them all over. You see them in other collaborative sites, but we've done it, we're consolidating those features for, a better workflow, right? So there's that immediate efficiency gain versus say a lot of other sites where you have this huge learning curve, right? You have this
Yeah.
monstrous learning curve just to even do basic functionality. Think your big CAD tools, big project management tools, things of that nature. Whereas we don't do that. We're trying to do the new school, less is more UI, right? Which adds to a better UX, right? So that's kind of exciting for me on the collaboration side and the features side. We don't want to add features just to have a bunch of features. People ask for features, it's great, but we want to prioritize the ones that are going to be the most impactful and still manage, this really, slick workflow. Collaborate via groups as well. It's not just about individually on a project, on a part, but via groups. And one of the things I've noticed on other sites is that those groups functionality that is there, if there any at all, it's kind of behind, other functionality. You're kind of going deep to find the community, whereas we kind of throw that right in your face. So what do you like about our group functionality?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's pretty great about the group functionality as well is the ability to track things within your group as well. So creating workflows and figuring that out. So I think what's pretty great with that is, again, I do not pay attention well enough for a lot of things. So it's nice to keep the workflows even within our groups so that it can be a checklist of who needs to hit what, who needs to research what, who just needs to go along and make whatever. I think that's pretty nice to just keep people on track as well as um, keep the project flowing. I think that's pretty great. So I think the
Right.
group features allow that.
And of course, the unsaid thing, right, which we're going to say, that's how we roll, is that if you're waiting on somebody, it's very apparent. And if you're have a group, and depending on what you've shown, you allow, because we do quite a bit of dynamic compartmentalization within the site. If you want to show half a project to somebody, all the project to another person, you can do that via our group functionality right now. So that's interesting. I think that's not something other people are thinking of, is they kind of either it's all or nothing, you know,
Yeah.
and that's not how you really work, right? So I think that's cool. Want to give us a little bit of background on some of the design stuff you're doing right now that you can see in our showcase on 8wire?
Yeah, so something I'm working on right now is the gem suit. So it's an exoskeleton that I was asked to make for 8wire. And what this exoskeleton is for is the ability to keep it upright, stand upright, but also open. So I did just kind of get the general idea from an old Fallout game and with power armor. So I loved how it opened up in the back, and I really thought that was a cool concept of stepping into a suit. I'm currently working on a suit that you can step into and it will close. It's just magnets and hinges right now, but we could definitely motorize it down the line. And something that I think is also exciting about 8wire is bringing on people with multiple skills like that. So I'd be able to get people down the road, hopefully, who are going to help me with wiring or who's going to help me with the motors and all that fun stuff. So
One of the things that's interesting about it is you can filter skills, and people have profiles. They can kind of show as much about themselves as they like.
yeah.
It's all default private, but as you open up and want to talk to more people, people are going to want to know more about you, and you're going to share what you feel comfortable with. The cool thing about that is you can share through that profile, just like you search for components on the site. You can share in that profile skills, and those skills may be somebody who's very good at electromechanical systems that you would want to work on this this kind of crazy cosplay exoskeleton that you're doing. I know from my end, I need a lot of people to provide me with those skills. I mean, I may be okay at drawing something in CAD, but I may not know everything there is about drones. I have a project on there that I'm doing with drones right now, small little quadcopter, fun, fly around, take some video. I'm not the best pilot, but I'm getting pretty decent. But there's a lot of crashing, right? So I'm always breaking things, fixing things. If it's a custom design, why did I design it that way? So I'm always reaching out to people to ask them what they think about things. But if I can have that discussion in the same place where I'm keeping all the files, and then I can collaborate on that stuff, we can have a group about drones, we can do all that stuff. The learning curve just flattens out real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, users, I noticed that there's things like your idea about the exoskeleton on YouTube right now. There's things on other platforms, all about it, but it's all over the place. And somebody has, use one website to create this huge instruction set, but it's not the best for hanging videos. They have to go to another website where they hang all the videos. And they got to go to another website to store all the amount, the different file types, which we're pretty agnostic about file types right now.
Yeah.
We allow previews of STLs. Obviously, any kind of picture it'll pop right up. we do video streaming off the platform. So if you want to create video content, you can put it up there for your project. So hopefully we'll see you running around in it in the future. That'd be fun. I think the community out there, if you're interested in any of these projects we discussed today, you know, leave comments. We're going to leave the comments on. Be respectful in them, and we'll definitely try to answer them. Like, subscribe. We'll post some of our cool projects updates. We have a Discord. We have Twitter, Facebook, all of the things. The Instagram. We got the gram. Dylan does the gram.
Reach out to us to also try and get early access to 8Wire. So you can also hit up our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. And you can actually just say, hey, I'm interested, give us your email, and you'll get a login token.
Right. And for people, you know, real quick tip, you get to the site, you're a little confused on what's going on. I'm going to attach to this video. I'm going to show you where the little user manual is. It's a really quick PDF. I'll walk you through it. We're going to be making more tutorial videos, so don't be scared. Click on everything. Click on all the buttons. Do get lost, get in trouble, test it out. Let us know what you think. We're excited to, you know, reach out to the community of makers, anybody who's interested in doing this stuff, and start to collaborate. We feel this is a much more powerful tool than what people in our community are used to using. They're either used to using, you know, heavy enterprise software or a bunch of disjointed stuff, you know, that's spread out, and it's hard to keep track of where all the projects are. I think we do a good job of bringing it all together and making it work. Check out 8wire.io